In this video, you get a look inside the Malady Chronicles, 9 disease-ridden adventures for Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Hi, Bob here, and welcome to Bob World Builder, the D&D channel where we improve our games together. Subscribe for new videos every Wednesday under your subscriptions tab. This is not a paid promotion, but Jason sent me this complimentary copy. The Malady Chronicles is part of a series of disease-themed supplements, all available on DM's Guild, affiliate links below. But this book, which you can order as an actual print-on-demand book, is the grandest one yet. Nearly 200 pages with 9 cataclysmic adventures for levels 1 through 15. Something unique is that the project was overseen by Themis Paraskevas and Jason Bakos, but each adventure was written by a separate author, so you get 9 distinct voices and stories that you can run as individual adventures in any setting. But they've been woven together and laid out beautifully in this one epic campaign book. Complete with 8 sample characters, 14 thematic items, dozens of creatures, maps, handouts, and diseases, and page after page of awesome artwork. Check the timestamps below to skip around the video. And before we dive in, I really appreciated this note where the authors introduced disease as something we've all had experiences with, and how these adventures are meant to show respect for those in our lives who do suffer from disease, and those real-life heroes who support people in need. Now, the background for these tales is that Walk-Thru, an elder evil, has awoken and so plunged the material plane into plague and chaos. But a great healer, Oshadis, has sent forth heroes to end Walk-Thru's foul influence, and each adventure is its own stage in the alleviation of that pestilence. Next, there are helpful notes for DMs and summaries of each of the 9 adventures, which can be broken into triplets for tiers 1, 2, and 3. And you'll notice level rangers on each adventure, but you also get a table with suggested levels for running this book as one campaign. The first 3 adventures are Blossom of Oshadis by Blaze Wigglesworth, The King's Evil by Dylan Hyatt, and The Plague Bearers by Richard Malina Weber. These tales have the party not delving into, but escaping from a dungeon, then infiltrating an epidemic colony to find that the sick are being enslaved, and aiding a tribe of swamp-dwelling orcs where a new plague is born. The Tier 2 adventures are Rise of the Druid's Curse by Chad M. Lench, Viral Village by John Parker, and Purification of Ras Kalak by GM Lent. Here, the party formally joins Oshadis' alliance of healers and races to eradicate a sickness affecting thousands in a major city. They face a demonic virulence created by a portal to the abyss and relieve a small kingdom of a disease of draconic origin. In the Tier 3 adventures, Under Dolva Mountain by Kieran O'Halloran, The Passenger by Tal Aviazer, and A Shadow over Waterdeep by Brian Istenis, where the party must contain a disease in a diamond mine among feuding dwarves, and investigate robberies, stop a maddening virus, and face a dragon mind flayer hybrid infecting a major city. The true final chapter of this campaign, where the party takes down Walk-Thru, will be included in a future release, but there are notes for how to run that ending if your game group gets there early. With the 8 included sample characters, you get complete level 1 stat blocks, equipment, backstories, physical descriptions and art, ideals, bonds, flaws, and even a few quotes. I really liked the passionate dragonborn barbarian, Linare Yarjit, and the cocky Zverfneblin wizard, Salmor Kenker. The 14 Malady equipment items would all be useful for these adventures, and 2 that I want to include in my games are the Dart of Bloodletting, a magic dart made from scourge stingers that can bring on levels of exhaustion, and the Plague Doctor's Sword Cane, a disguised blade perfect for assassins because even if they fail to strike down their target, the attack inflicts disease. This item could be the trigger of its own disease-themed adventure. And if you're already interested in Malady Chronicles, remember there's affiliate links to this and the other Malady supplements in the description. Now, Blossom of Oshadis by Blaze Wigglesworth. I think this starter adventure is great for new and experienced players, and it requires little if any adjustments to be used as a side quest or one-shot, though they all include notes for use in different settings. Blossom of Oshadis begins with the party waking in a strange dungeon, with a small illuminated garden where 4 heroic statues kneel to a gleaming flower. The characters don't know it yet, but they are suffering from a disease called Walk-Thru's Wrath, and it has temporarily muddled their recent memory. There are DM notes for running this smoothly, and it creates a great opportunity for players to describe their characters' appearances and even summarize their backstories looking for clues. The party readily finds a torn page depicting the flower and stating that it must be retrieved to cure a disease, but that once picked, it can only survive for a few hours. When they are about to leave that chamber, the party is attacked by Walk-Thru cultists, and there are tables to help you scale the encounter's difficulty, plus the option of including the statues as animated allies. Next, the party faces 3 hallways, vaguely familiar because they passed through one to get here, but the disease creates false memories of using all 3, and each is laden with traps. This mind-bending symptom may affect the party again in the next room, where succeeding on a charisma save earns them a new handout, but failing means they receive a similar-looking handout that contradicts what they found in the first room, potentially causing paranoia about their condition, right before another wave of cultists attack, this time accompanied by grotesque ukul spawn, and the horror may stir hallucinations of a larger, even more terrible creature. This combat includes more scaling tables and DM tips for handling an illusion that only some players can see. When the party emerges into the outer courtyard, they face a few guards and can steal some horses to help them return with the flower before it's too late. Then, they arrive at a quarantined city and are brought to a human cleric, Ariala Valasirion, who finally explains the situation and helps them determine the materials required to banish Walk-Thru once and for all. I can't wait to try running this adventure and make disease part of my home games. Now check out the videos on your screen for more great DM's Guild content. Thank you for watching and keep building.